はい、用意スタート。
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that?
Whoa,
easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
俺の名前はアルミラ。
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
まあこんな感じでいいだろう。
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore.
やめろお前どうせあってんねんどうせあっ
Let's
てん
see
ねんお
if
前
we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
よし。おお。
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
まあ、これはいつものあれだな。どうするか。まあこんな感じでいいか。
Yeah, that's a pretty standard score there, but after what you've been through, I'd say that's great news. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn and dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
はいよ。
よし
あら。
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
犬？猫。
House.
家？シェルター。
Night.
夜。帳。
Bandit.
盗賊。視察。
Light.
光。光ときたら闇。
そうだよ
Mother.
母。どれもあんまりピンとこないんだよな。遺伝。
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
闘争は性に合わない。全くそう思わない。
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
他人の助けには頼らない。どうだろうな。どちらとも言えない。
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
いつも注目の的でやりたい。いや、そうは思わん。
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
新しい考えを受け入れるのが遅い。いや、そうは思わんけど。
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
問題には真正面から立ち向かう。そう思う。
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
せいぜいがなんかのシミじゃねえかって思うんだけど。化学反応。
Okay. How about this one?
出港する船。
Last one.
光と暗い。
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
今のでこれが決まったっつことだな。リセットするか。まあ結局はここら辺になるよね。
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
特 特質。これは確か3の時はなかったな。これは1、2とかの頃のあれだよな。まあこの2つでいいかな。無難な感じで。
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
あ、待ってくださいよ。
悪いね。
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you.
助かる。
And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
何から何まで悪いな。手当てありがとう。
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon.
サニースマイルス。
I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
いいえ。おお、なんかちょっと待って、いきなり明るくなったな。どういう。まあいいや。じゃあモハビウエストランドへ行くか。
わあ、眩しい。
ああ、これか。ロボットってのは。
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
ああ、おかげでな。墓場から救い出してくれてありがとう。
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
どのようにして私を発見したんだ。
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they had run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
はい。俺を撃った連中について何か知っているか。
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
どういった経緯でグッドスプリングに落ち着いたんだ。
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any. I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
じゃ
Happy trails!
さてとここだね。じゃあ入るか。
おい、開いてんじゃん。
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
砂漠で生き延びる方法を尋ねろとミッチェル医師から聞いた。
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon. Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
なるほど。
ちょっとハータンよ。
That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim.
いいぞこれ。
Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
月光とか懐かしいな。
そうだよ。
どうします？
わかった。一緒に行こ
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
かしこまり。
う。へい。
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way. Okay, you're on.
俺がやる。俺がやる。だけどさ、こっからじゃちょっと無理くない。あー、ダメだダメだ。
ああ、もうめちゃくちゃだよ。
結局こうなるんだよな。
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
まあ。
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me.
これもうとっとと行って片付けた方が早いな。
可愛がって。
おーら。
俺も仲間に入れてくれよ。
その距離外す。
外してんじゃねえよバカ。
その距離を外すってどういうことやねん。よ
There's too many!
し。ああ。
Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure.
そうだな。
I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
水ぐらい自分で汲むけどね。評判か。評判、あなたはウェイストランドの人々の間で評判になります。良い評判にせよ、悪い評判にせよ、あなたは最終的に何者かになります。そして関連したグループの人々はあなたのしたことに反応し始めるでしょう。ウェイストランドには多くの勢力があり、それぞれ異なった評判に発展します。グループのためになる行動をするとあなたは名声を得るでしょう。害を及ぼす行動を取ると悪評を得るでしょう。どのグループの評判でもあなたが得た名声と悪評の合計が基準になります。どんな評判の利益と欠点もグループそのものに依存します。商店で割引されるか、雇われた暴漢から襲われるか、それとも単に違法人と扱われるだけか。最初はどの勢力に対しても中立的な評判でスタートしますが、名声や悪評があなたの評判を異なる方向へ推し進めます。現在の評判はピップボーイの全般セクションで、確認できます。懐かしいのあれだな、2の時あったな。奴隷商人になって結局最初からやり直す羽目になったよ。
きつかったね。
あなたの活躍により人々はあなたを受け入れ始めました。
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
あるよ。
Alright then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
あ、これか。拾ってと、まあこれでいいか。
戻っか。
あ、来たよ。
Let me see what you got. Yeah, these'll do just fine. Alright now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder.
ヒーリングパウダー
Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try.
こんなとこで作れるの？クラフトインターフェースを起動できる3つの基本的なタイプのオブジェクトがあります。キャンプファイヤー、作業台、そしてリロードベンチ。各々のステーションで様々なアイテムを作ることができます。多くのレシピはゲーム内でいつでも見れますが、あるレシピはプレイヤーがクエストを完了した時や、特別なアイテムを見つけた時に現れるでしょう。 また特定のコンパニオンや特別な場所は特別なクラフトインターフェースで開くでしょう。レシピを実行するには満たさなければならないスキルや材料の要件があります。暗く表示されている場合は条件を満たしていません。条件が満たされている場合は完全に表示されます。レシピ実行後は全てすぐにインベントリーで利用可能。ヒーリングパウダーね。
じゃあ早速準備の方入らさせていただきますので。
1個。
Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how.
分かってるよ。
Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
What the hell is your problem? What do you want?
リンゴ？お前の言うリンゴとは何者だ？
He's some trader who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town.
それもしかして俺じゃねえよな。
Serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo.
これ手伝うルートもあんの？
嘘だろお前。
この辺りは縄張りか？
It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots.
興味をそそる場所だな。何をやらかしたんだ？
None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
これは成功しなさそうだが、私はただあんたの周りで足元に気をつけるべきかどうかを知る必要がある。
Robbed some people, burned some things, killed a few guys.
クソ野郎じゃねえかよ。
人間のクズはもらうわ。
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason. Yeah.
Hello. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
口論を聞いた。何事だったんだ。
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with.
でしょうな。
About a week ago, this trader, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide.
俺じゃなかった。
やったぜ。
We figured he was just in shock. So we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
コップがリンゴを見つけられないのはちょっと変だ。この町はそんなに大きくない。
Cobb hasn't exactly been looking for Ringo too hard. I think he's afraid that Ringo will ambush him, which is probably true.
どうするつもりだ？
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
パウダーギャングってのは？
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
どこにいるんだリンゴは？
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
あそこか。私を撃った連中の手がかりが欲しい。
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since.
どこに行ったんだ奴ら？
They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them.
なるほど。
Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up. I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me. Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before. It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy. If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Good Springs. I'd even set you up with a discount. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad, and they've got a lot of friends out there. Be careful out there.
じゃあガソスタに行こうか。
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
助けを求めているなら私は敵じゃないぞ。
Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. Let's say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan. You know how to play?
ジョーコップという名の男を知ってる。あんたを探していたぞ。
Yeah, he doesn't look very tough though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I can handle all of them in a gunfight.
狙われている理由は?
My caravan was on the return trip from California and heading back to the company branch in New Vegas when we got jumped. Not even a drop your weapons and hands up before the bullets started flying. We put up a good fight, but there was too many of them. I took a few of the bandits down before I ran, so I figure their friends are out for revenge.
一体どうするつもりだ?
I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own.
手助けができると思う。
We'd just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board...
まあいいだろう。聞いて回りながら集めてこよう。
Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
リンゴと一緒にパウダーギャングと戦う。あんたの助けが必要だ。
Say no more. I'm in.
マジ？意外と早く落ちたな。
随分あっさりだな。
落ちたふりしてるだけじゃねえのか。
Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually.
そうだよ。
よくわかってるな。
However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great.
トロイディを引き入れる妙案はあるか?
A silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help. I don't think give is in Chet's vocabulary. Even with the town at stake, he'd still make you barter with him. Easy Pete's pretty protective of his dynamite. You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before you handed it over. I'll be waiting.
あて、仕事に取り掛かるか。
やっちまうぜ、お前。やっちゃいましょうよ。
Howdy.
ダイナマイトが欲しい。パウダーギャングを倒すためだ。
Too dangerous.
分かってるよ。
Kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
何が難しいんだ。点火して投げるだけじゃないか。
Too dangerous. Sorry.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right.
パウダーギャングを追い払う手助けをしてくれないか。銃弾、弾薬が飛び交って楽しいよ。楽しいよって。
I was planning on sitting this one out, but for some reason, I can't help but like you. I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock.
この町が盗賊に襲われようとしている。何か支援してくれないか。
Seems like wherever I go, it's always the same. Folks just never leave each other alone. Oh, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg. And my supplies are scarce, but I'll give you what I can spare.
寝てるとこ悪いね。
You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
パウダーギャングと戦う物資が欲しい。
Now just hold on. I never voted to take on the powder gangers. That's a 1,000 cap investment you're talking about.
この町は危機に瀕している。それはちょっとの物資より重要なことだ。
Look, you're bringing this on yourselves. There's no way I'm getting involved. But hey, I'm sure you can buy what you need.
So what's going on?
サーニは加わってくれた。
Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do.
やろう。
All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play.
早くない？
奴らの人数は
At least 6. Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
よし。行くか。さあ一番乗りだ。俺がやってやるよ。
うんこ仕込むぞ。
あら。
お前じゃ。
何が人殺しだ。
猿。
最後の一発決めてやるよほら。
よし。
今日でお前。
さよならだ。
バイバイだ。
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things.
またな。
I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp.
That'll teach the powder gangs to avoid Good Springs in the future.
Does it?
Until next time.
Thanks again for all your help. Yeah.
じゃあ、お利口さんにしてるんだろ？
I'm glad that business is over. I like it when Good Springs is nice and quiet. Be careful out there.
はい、まあ結局なんかグッドスプリングからほぼ一歩も出ずにあれになっちゃったんですけど、今回はこの辺で終わりたいと思います。それでは次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイ。